So this is me, between 26 and 27 weeks, and I've put together for you a full body circuit. Some of these moves are going to seem a bit advanced, but I give you a few modifications. And again, if you are uncomfortable in any way, stop doing the workout and modify yourself. Just kind of do a step touch or do a march in place till we get to an exercise that you feel comfortable doing or that you're comfortable with the modification. So this workout consists of 5 separate circuits that we're going to do twice, including the warm-up and the cool-down. And you're going to need weights at the end and a yoga mat if you have a rough surface, because we're going to be up on the ground. We're going to be, doing some standing, some on the floor. So just to prepare, that's good. That's going to be what you need. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with jumping jacks. And again, if this is too intense or you're having some incontinence issues, which means trouble issues controlling your bladder, you can always step out like this with the jumping jack, and again, just do it at your own pace. It helps if you also do Kegels while you do this, because you're strengthening your pelvic floor while you exercise. So you're preparing for baby and you're staying fit all at the same time. Win-win. At least that's the way I look at it. All right, I'm going to just do a little bit of both here so you can feel comfortable doing it too. All right, our second exercise, the warm-up, I want you to give yourself a good stance, your feet hip-width apart, and we're going to do arm circles. And you're going to keep your lower body stationary, and you're just going to kind of loosen up the shoulders, get the blood flowing. And again, you want to make sure you can still talk, you can still kind of carry on a conversation, make sure this is comfortable for you. Halfway through, we are going to switch, just so that we can, for a change of pace, and it loosens up your shoulders both ways. All right, we are done with this, and now we're going to do, I want to call them cross-body toe taps, but I mean, if you can reach your toes at this stage, crossing the body, more power to you, but I don't want to do too much torso rotation, because that kind of puts a lot of pressure on your abdomen. We just don't want to do that. So just focus on keeping your legs straight and just kind of crossing the midline of your body with your arms. So that could look like you're reaching across your belly, or you're reaching for your knee. But you don't want to create a lot of torsion. You don't want to squish everything up inside there and give yourself pressure you don't need in there. Again, this is just the warm-up. This is just to get our heart rates up, to get our blood flowing, and kind of stretch everything out. You should be feeling a stretch kind of down your IT band in the back of your hamstring. That should feel really good. All right, we're done with that. And you're going to keep your arms out here, and you're just going to kind of hug your body, open up. Hug your body, open up. And what you're focusing on here is you're kind of opening up the back, and then when you end, you're opening up the chest. So really kind of stretch it out here and stretch your back out here. Again, and just go as fast as you're comfortable with. Because again, you still want to get that perfect going. All right, for our last exercise, the warm-up, we're going to take an even wider stance, like you're about to do a sumo squat. You want to squat down, keeping your body centered, and you're going to reach for opposite sides, your opposite ankle with your opposite hand. Again, I'm not getting all the way to my ankle because that's going to cause too much torsion. Just go to the point where you're comfortable, and you can still carry on a conversation. Here, I'll give you all a side view so you can see how low I'm going and how far I'm reaching. Again, this should feel good. You're stretching out your inner thigh here. Your hip flexors. All right. So we're going to take a 15-second break, 10 to 15-second break. And we're gonna repeat that again once through. So you're going to do your jumping jack, you're going to do arm circles, your toe taps, your hugs, and then your squats. I'm going to start jumping jacks. Again, feel free to do that cross-body toe tap. But again, sometimes the jumping can help because it naturally causes your pelvic muscles to tighten. Just go with it. And do that Kegel because it's going to help. It's going to help strengthen that pelvic floor. But again, if you have incontinence or if you're feeling a lot of pressure, please just feel free to do this. Or even just step it out if that's what you need to do. All right, we're ready for our arm circles. Whew. My heart rate's already going. We haven't really started the formal workout portion, which I hope you're excited about. There's some balance, there's some sculpting, there's some cardio, reverse. I just really wanted to give this a full body do a full body workout that was for all levels. All right? So we're doing our cross body toe taps. So really I'm touching about shin height here. So again, but I am focusing on keeping that leg straight so that I feel the stretch down my hamstring and a little bit on the outside of my IT joint. You just want to make sure you're nice and warm before you work out too, especially when you're pregnant. Control again. Hopefully you aren't all noticing me discreetly, like we're doing hugs. You aren't noticing me discreetly checking the watch. I gotta sort out the timer situation here. But hey, I mean, it works. You're getting it working. All right, do the hugs. Open up the chest, open up the back. Open up the chest, open up the back. Get that blood flowing everywhere. All right, we're going to our cross body lunges. And just take the time to position yourself. You don't need to jump right into the lunge. Just take your time, position yourself to what feels comfortable for you. And again, so you're trying to have your knee go out over your toe. It's a little difficult because your center of gravity is going to be more forward because of the extra weight you're carrying in your abdomen. But try as best you can to keep your weight back and in the heels. All right, and that concludes the warm-up. Go ahead and grab a drink if you need it. You've got about 30 seconds here. I should have them with me again. I should be a great example, but sometimes I just need to focus on my video. I had a lot of water before this, so don't worry. But yeah, so grab a drink. Just try and keep moving. You've got all that blood flowing. You don't really want to ruin it by cooling down. All right, so in this first circuit, we're going to start, it's called a slide up kick, or lunge kick. I'm not really sure. So I didn't want to do the full lunge though, so I'm going to show you from the side. You're going to bring your right foot up to your left, reposition your weight, and you're going to kick. You're going to slide back, bring it up, and kick. And you're going to, again, you're going to do that when my weight's out in the way. You're going to do that as fast as you are able, without losing balance. If you need to grab a chair, or this is uncomfortable, feel free to do so. There isn't really a big modification there. This is sort of the cardio portion of this first circuit. All right, turn it. I'm just going to give you a front view. Deliberately bring your foot up, kick, back, kick. All right, we're done here. And so now we're going to go down to our mat, and we're just going to do some heel taps. So make sure you're on an incline. If you want to, even put your hands where your lower back and your bottom are. Lift your leg. We're just going to tap with our heels to kind of work the abs after we got our heart rate up. So tap, tap, tap. Again, you want to be comfortable. You want to be leaning all the way back, because then you're we don't want to simulate any sort of punch motion. We don't want to exacerbate any diastasis circuit. So again, do this to where you're comfortable. Tap it, tap, tap. 2 more seconds. All right, we're just going to come up to the front of our mat. We're going to do some mountain climbers. Again, this is a little advanced, so if you need to, don't go as fast. But kind of make sure that your weight is over your shoulders and your hands. And you're just going to do some mountain climbers. Keep your weight forward, so you're not really going into a plank or stomach if you're dropping. Tighten your entire pelvic floor, tighten your core, and just as fast as you're able, bring your knees as close to your chest as you can get them. Kind of maybe focus on the elbows. Again, if you need to, feel free to just walk it out. You don't have to do the running the whole time. Or if you want, you can stand up and you can do some high knees. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good job, y'all. So now we're going to with that. We're going to do a down dog kind of cross body hold. I'll show you. So it's a little bit of isometric here. You're going to go back as far as you're able, and you're going to reach for that ankle with your left ankle with your right hand. As comfortable as you're able. Maybe it's just your knee, maybe it's your shin. Again, you don't want to create a lot of torsion in your torso. And you're just going to hold it. Alright. So again, I'm hitting about my knee or my shin when I reach back with my right hand. And keep your weight in your heels and really push that knee back. This should almost feel good. I'm cheating a little bit here. You guys have to hold it the whole time. I'm so sorry. Let's see how I'm keeping my weight in the heels. I'm pushing my booty as high as I can. It's almost like you have a string pulling up on you right here. If you can't do this, just hold down dog. Reach into 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you got a 15-second break. That was the first circuit. We're going to do that again, but opposite side. So last time I started my slide up round kick with my left leg in front. I'm going to put my right leg in front. Slide up, bring my left foot to my right heel, and the kick. And again, I'm just going to do that as fast as I'm able. But it's a controlled motion. You're working on your balance. You should feel a little tightness in your quad, but you want to make it fast enough so that you're getting your heart rate up there. All right. And you can put your arms where you need to for balance. I tend to keep mine kind of at a heart center because I'm a big yoga fan, and it's just where it's comfortable for me. It's almost like you're in a kickboxing class. Okay, you've got 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right, back down on the mat for those heel taps. Again, it's incline, and if you have to stay sitting and lift your legs and drop them, that's totally fine. You're still working that core in a good way. But so go as far back as you're able on the incline. Make sure your low back is supported, and you're just going to tap those heels. Tap, tap. And if you want, you can tap out and in and up, out, in, up. If that's easier for you, or just tap, 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 tap. You're contracting your whole core the entire time. And your pelvic floor. Again, I cannot emphasize those pedals strong enough. All right, 3, 2, 1. You're going to switch up to the front of your mat. You're going to do those mountain climbers. Again, as fast as you're able. And you always want to make sure you can still kind of hold a conversation or stay a sentence. Grab a drink of water if you need it. It's important to stay hydrated. Again, this is another great opportunity just to contract that whole pelvic floor. If you can't go real fast, concentrate on contracting that, engaging those pelvic floor muscles. Getting your body ready for labor. Can't really start too soon. All right. And again, if you need to go to a walk, that's totally fine. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and then from here, we're going to go into that down dog. This time it's going to be my left hand reaching for my right ankle. But at this point, I'm only able to reach about knee or shin level. That's where I'm comfortable. That's where I'm not feeling too much torsion in my torso. I can still carry on a conversation. And I'm comfortable. I'm just kind of in a happy place, my zen place here. My muscles are trembling a little bit because, like I said, this is some isometrics. We're kind of bringing those muscles to fatigue, which is good because then it needs to, build or repair that muscle and not all burns calories. All right, you've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm just going to hold it a little bit longer. Your muscles should be shaking. Don't be afraid. That's good. That's your body working. All right, come up safely. You're going to fix your hands and stand up. Great job. That was the first circuit. So now we have a 30-second break before I launch into the second one. Okay, so this next part of this whole circuit, it has some burpees. Don't be intimidated, but a few things to keep in mind. If you are uncomfortable, you feel your belly dropping too low, don't do that. I'm going to show you some modifications. But again, keep that pelvic floor contracted and contract that core, or keep the core engaged so you're not sinking too low. You don't want this to be, you want to get the heart rate up, but you don't want this to be dangerous. All right, so we're going to start. We've got 4 seconds. All right, so you're going to start with a burpee to a lateral jump. You're going to do another burpee. All right, you're just going to do as many of those as you can in 45 seconds. And you're jumping, and the jump isn't too high. It's lateral, and you're going down, you're kicking back, you're coming up. You're not doing the push-up, and it's a lateral jump. I took this from a Jillian Michaels DVD. And so for a modification, you can step to the side. You don't even have to do a burpee. You could kind of reach out and do an exaggerated lunge, come back up, step to the side, exaggerated lunge, come back up, step to the side, or if you want to, you can slowly lower your body and come up. Step to the side. Slowly lower, your body and come up and come up. So you're removing the high impact jump. Okay, we're actually done with that one. Sorry, if you were doing burpees sometime, I'm sorry, went a little over. The next exercise, we're gonna come back down on our mats again, and we're gonna do a side bear crawl for you. So if you're kind of in, you're in a tabletop position with your knees off the ground, and you're just gonna go side to side. You're gonna walk side to side. Now, if you cannot walk side to side, this is too easy to modify. You just come here and you stay in this raised tabletop. And if that's your goal, and don't feel bad, just come to your knees. You kind of focus on not stretching and contracting that pelvic floor. But for now, just try to get in as many lateral movements as you can. And try to keep your back and core supported. Like if someone put a plate on your back, it wouldn't move. They say a glass of water, but a glass of water is going to move. All right, you are done with this exercise? Let's come back up. And this is kind of this is a squat balance hold. So you're going to do a squat, and you're going to come up and balance and lift one of those legs. And I'm doing my left. I'm going to do my left the whole time. So it's a squat. As low as you're able, come up and hold the balance for about a second. Squat as low as you're able. I'm going to come up and hold my left leg. Squat as low as you're able. Come up and hold that left leg. And again, with your arms, do what you need to do to balance. Squat. Come up. Squat as low as you're able. Come up, and you want to contract that glute at the top. We're working every muscle we can here, ladies. So stop, hold this balance, contract the glute. And if you need to, like I said, don't be afraid to grab that chair or to grab the wall if you need it. Our semi-gravity is all over the place. All right, so I work my left side. Remember what side you work, so next circuit we're going to work the other one. And so this is just a curtsy lunge hold. So I'm going to take my right leg, place it behind my left, and I'm going to sit in a squat. As much of a squat as I'm able. Don't sit on top of your knee and don't rest on your ankle. Just make sure you're contracting the quads or what are holding you. Again, this is more isometric move after all that cardio. So our heart rate's going, our blood's pumping, and now we're forcing our body to concentrate on a very targeted, specific muscle group. So we're just going to kind of burn it out. Your body's going to have to rebuild that muscle. It's going to burn a lot of calories. All right, 5 seconds left. This should be hard. Your quads should really be burning. I know mine are. All right, come back up. And in 10 seconds, we're gonna repeat that whole sequence again. It's not a long break. You're gonna get a break in between the different circuits, but I wanna keep us moving that second time through. So we're gonna go back for a burpee lateral jump. I'm gonna do burpee lateral jump the whole time, but again, feel free to modify as needed. Because these are not easy, and they're going to hit your heart rate. You don't need to do them so fast to where you're out of breath. As you can see, I can still walk you through the workout as I do these, and that's where you want to be. And again, that looks different for everyone. You don't need to feel bad about it. Everyone is at a different level of fitness. All right? This is a great way to ready your mind and body. For baby and after. All right, that's your last jumpy or burpee. Good job. So now we're back onto the mat doing those beast bear crawls. So I got these from PIO. I got the bear crawl from, I think, a fitness class I was getting certified to teach. So whatever you want to call it. And again, you're just going to try to keep this going as long as you can. If you need to, come here and hold that tabletop position with elevated knees. Or you can rest for a little bit. This is a great opportunity to do that. Before we come back up to the mat, we're going to do a squat for runners. All right. Ooh, I gave you a couple seconds there. Okay. So remember, so you're doing a squat as low as you're able. Hold that opposite leg now. Squat as low as you're able. I'm holding my right leg up there, and I'm contracting the top of the glute to really bring that leg as close to my back as I can. It's obviously not touching my back, but I want to get as much height as I can. Squat, and hold, I love these. I love balance and cardio and targeting specific muscle groups, full body workouts. All right, and again, you want to keep your weight centered. You want to keep your weight back, and you want to make sure your knees do not go out over your toes. I know it's hard because our center of gravity shifts forward, but just try. All right, that's your last one. Now we're doing that curtsy lunge hold at the end of the circuit. Shake that left leg, put it behind your right, and squat as low as you're able. I don't want to stay. No, stay. Go as low as you're able. Don't squat, don't sit. Squat. Contract your quads. You gotta put your clothes on, bud. Gotta go find them, okay? So, you can jump on the trampoline. Just wait 1 minute, I'll come get you dressed. Sorry, happens. Your quads should be ready. And I don't want to say sit, because I don't want you to sit on your heels. I don't want you to sit on your knees. I need you to contract the quads. 5 seconds. It's simple. I'm right there with you, ladies. I'm right there. It's burning. All right, come up and allow yourself to rest. Grab a drink if you need it. I'm gonna go get someone dressed. Boys will be boys, I guess. Okay, for this last part of the working circuit, not the one with cool down, you're gonna grab your weights and we're gonna do these exercises with weights. Don't be afraid to grab weights when you're pregnant. You don't want them to be too heavy. You don't want to be lifting the heaviest you ever lifted. But you're gonna be carrying, 1, sometimes 2 babies. I know y'all know what that's like. All right, we've got 5 more seconds of a rest. So this first exercise is called a hammer squat. I'm gonna show you from the side. So give yourself a good stance, feet hip width apart. You're gonna I took 2 5-pound weights, and I'm gonna put them behind my head. I'm gonna keep those triceps contracted. So I'm gonna squat, and when I come up, I'm gonna bring my weights in front of me. When I squat, I bring them behind, come up, bring my weights in front of me. We started, by the way, I'm sorry. So you squat back, come up, bring your weights in front of you. Again, don't do too much. Practice good fundamentals. Your weight is in your heels. Your knees are not going up in front of your toes. And when you bring the weights in front of you, you should feel your back muscles contracting. You don't want them to strain, but you want them to contract so that you're working your arms when you come up and your triceps. All right. One last one. All right. So this one, you're going to hold your weight. You can drop your weights if you want to, but I recommend you holding them. It's going to, because this is going to work our balance. It's a front kick, and then without touching, you're going to try and kick that same leg out in the back. So it's like a front kick, back kick, I guess. Front kick, back kick. The weights are going to actually stabilize your center of gravity, but if you need to, again, kick, step, until you regain your balance. If you can, just do the front kick, back kick. It's great for your back. Thank you for putting your hands and back. So we're kicking out and kicking back. 10 seconds. 7 actually. And back. Again, don't be afraid to grab a chair if you need to. Drop the weights. Or kick, step, step. Is a lunge press. So I just want you to take a lunge, and when you come up in the lunge, you press. Lunge, press. Lunge, press. A lot of quad work in this exercise. Almost done. Lunge, press. Lunge, press. All right. So and remember which leg you have forward, because again, when we do the second circuit, you're gonna switch. Lunge, press. Again, keep your body centered. Don't do so. I'm not upset with you. Forward will be worse. And press. And press. Just kind of try and drop your knee and come up. Really good. All right. So for this last exercise, I'm going to drop one of my weights because this is isometric work with weight. But you're just going to take your feet hip width apart, bring your arms out in front of you, and bend as far forward as you're able, as is comfortable. Again, you don't want to put a lot of strain on your low back. I don't quite know what happened with my last video, but I think my camera just stopped before I could finish, so we're going to pick up the full body circuit where we left off, which is with the bend. And again, so you see me do this motion and then come down. You almost want you want to make sure everything's aligned because you don't want to strain your lower back. So you want to lift the weight first, stick your booty out, and then bend as far forward as you're comfortable. Again, you can bring the weight back here if it's too strenuous. You don't want to strain any muscles in your back. You want to work the back, but you don't want to strain it. Or if you need to, just drop the weight completely and bring your arms out like this. Trust me, you're working a ton isometrically like this, all in through your shoulders, your core, your lower back, all the way down your arms. It's a great exercise. All right, we're done with that one. And we're gonna start back up at the top. Hammer squats. Again, not much of a rest in between each set, but so your hammer squats, take your weight back behind your head, and with you're gonna come down in a squat as low as you're able. Come back up, put those arms behind you, work the triceps as you bring the weights forward. Come back up. Again, good fundamentals here so you don't hurt your back. Don't keep the weight in the heels. Don't let the knees go out over the toes. And squat as low as you are able. If you can only go this low, that's fine. But squat as low as you're able. And do not swing the weights. It's a very controlled motion forward, and it's a very controlled motion down. All right? None of these exercises are fast. You don't want, especially when you're putting weights over your head. It's slow and controlled, so you can work as many muscles as you can. All right, from here, we're going right into the front kick, back kick. My right leg is kicking this time since my left leg did the last time. Back, front kick, back kick, front kick, back kick. And again, if you can't straighten your leg out totally, that's fine. Or if you need to do a little pause here, that's great too. You kick back, you regain your balance. You kick forward, you regain your balance. You kick back, you regain your balance. Or just keep that kicking motion going. Working on that balance the whole time. Just a second, buddy, just a sec. I'm almost done. Just a sec. Just a sec. It's storming out there. All right, from here, we're moving right into our lunge press. So again, good fundamentals. Your shoulders are over your hips, which is over the midline of your body. Weights at your shoulders for our press.
Once you win the rain 3 times, he ran backwards and forwards.
Oh, poor guy. Well, thanks for bringing him in. It's storming outside.
Yeah.
Press.
I got it there too.
Press. Well, good thing you came in. Say hi. Press. That's my son. Press.
All I came in to say, we're going in the rain, but
Yeah.
I want you to open the rain bottle.
Good fundamentals. Just drop the knee of that working leg. Well, the rain bottles are outside, bud.
Lord, I dropped mine in so you can open it.
Thanks, bud. That's really sweet.
Can you open it, please?
All right, we're back for that bend and reach. Drop one or both of your weights. Again, so let's practice. We're going to stick our booty out, bring our weight over our head, bend forward as far as we're able. If you need to, you bring the weight to the back of the neck. That works a lot too. Or just drop the weight completely and isometrically work the muscles without the weight.
Mama?
The weight's going to give you a lot of added extra toning, but this works a lot too. You should still feel your shoulders burn. You should feel all your muscles burning like this. It's a lot harder than it looks. Yes, buddy?
Did you like my spaceship I built right here?
I did. I loved it. I saved it in the bag. And this is a great opportunity, again, to contract that pelvic floor. Kegels, for those of you that, I didn't want to destroy it. To strengthen the pelvic floor while you're doing this entire exercise. Just take a few deep breaths. Try to find a happy place you're zen. It's a hard workout, but it's also time for you can take a breather. Let's take a happy breath because we are almost done with the entire workout. All right, put that down. Remove the weight. All right, for stretching, I like to do a little bit of yoga. So bear with me here. So bring your feet and knees together. We're gonna do a mountain pose. Just kind of take a few deep breaths. Bring your arms up. Come down as far as you're able. Touch your toes if you can't. Come back up. Push up off your thighs. Make a flat back. Bring your arms in front of you and drop your butt back for a chair pose. Hold that for a few seconds. Do a reverse swan dive. Come up. Take a deep breath, do the whole thing again. Swan dive down, touch your toes if you can. Come back up, push up your thighs for a flat back. Drop your weight back and bring your arms up to sit in chair for a few seconds. Contract that pelvic floor. Never miss an opportunity to do that. Reverse swan dive up. You should feel so graceful, so relaxed. Take a deep breath. Bring those hands all the way down. Touch your toes. Come up, flat back. Come into a chair. This time, drop your legs and kind of squat into a frog stance. And go back into put your feet back while simultaneously going into down dog. Pedal the feet maybe. Just take time to explore this position a bit. There are so many stretches you can do here. Push back. Drop your weight into the heels and really stretch out the calves and hamstrings. Maybe you drop your knees down. Bring them up. Take a few more deep breaths. Come back to plank while simultaneously bringing your legs in and rolling up. Slowly back to mountain pose. Deep breath. Bring your hands to your feet. Up to your thighs. Push up and make a flat back. Revert or come to chair pose. Reverse swan dive up. Swan dive down. Come back up to flat back. Chair pose. Bring your hands down, sit in frog. Step back. You're only in plank for a second there. Push back into down dog again. Pedal the feet. And really just take your time to explore all the different kinds of stretches your body can feel with this position. You can stretch out your shoulders, your calves and hamstrings, your quads. You can come up and really stretch that back. Pretend like there's a string sort of lifting you off your booty. Come back to plank while simultaneously bringing your legs, your feet into the hands. And rolling up.